Hello everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. Hope that you're doing well today and navigating this beautiful time of your life. When people ask me, what does 60andMe do? What is it all about? I always say it's about helping older women to live life with passion and purpose and to get the most out of their amazing 60s, time in their life when they have a chance to reinvent themselves and do things for themselves. You know, we spent a lot of our lives, many of us, doing things for other people, in other situations, whether it was family or working or, just helping out. We now have time for ourselves. And I want to talk about 6 strategies that can help you get the most out of life in your 60s. Now, you may think that, the stereotype is that getting older is the time when things start to decline. We start to feel health issues, we start to feel tired, we've got loneliness issues because our families have moved away perhaps, or we don't have the connections that we did in the past, and our roles and responsibilities change. And so, kind of life becomes like this brand new canvas. It's completely blank for some people. And it's how do you start filling that in? How do you start doing things, to live a healthy, happy life, that you're going to be making the most out of your time, whether you live alone, whether you're with a partner, whether you have lost a partner, or whether you're in whatever kind of tangled situation with children or home situation, diversity in your life. There's so much positive that we can take from all of this. And here are some of the strategies that I think I'm trying my best to apply for sure. And in fact, when I started 60andMe, I started talking to you, and these are not things that I've just made up. I mean, these are things that over the 10 years that 60andMe has been online, and we've got like 2,500 videos now on YouTube. It's amazing, and I'm so happy that I have the energy and the interest to do it, because it's a lot of videos, and I hope that you enjoy them. But I've always listened to people. We had conversations, especially during the pandemic. We had Facebook Lives every single day, and we just, I've learned a lot about the patterns that women are dealing with, the specific things that you can deal with. So first thing, health, of course, taking care of your body. Now, our bodies change as we get older. This is like preaching to the choir. You know this. It's no secret. We're not as physically active, perhaps. And we know in our hearts and minds that we've got to exercise more. We've got to do some things to change some of our habits or our eating habits. But health and feeling good about ourselves is number one priority for me as we get older. And it's the number one strategy that we can implement to make some changes. Now, I was actually rereading an article, I'll put a link to it, that I had done this 6 years ago, and it was giving this tip about the 1 minute technique. Do you know the 1 minute technique? Well, it's basically where any change you want to make in your life, and particularly with your body, is try the 1 minute technique. And that is, if you know you need to walk every day, 10,000 steps would be great. But if you know that you just need to move more than you are now, just do 1 minute for the first day. Just walk for 1 minute. And it sounds ridiculous to just go out and walk for 1 minute and come home. Go the next day and walk for, 2 minutes, and then 3 minutes. And then by the end of the week, you're walking 7 minutes. And the end of 2 weeks, you're walking 14 minutes. And in a month, you're walking those 10,000 steps. But it's really important. I remember when I did this once, and I was doing it with the gym. Now, I've long ago decided that gyms are not for me. I'm not a good gym person. I don't like going to gyms. I don't do well in them. Doesn't make any difference to my health. I get stressed about it. I don't like gyms. Okay, anybody else feel that way? But the point was, when I did go, my son told me, go for 1 minute, go and walk inside, and then walk out. Go in for a minute and then walk out. I said, well, should I at least do it? And I said, no, don't do anything. Don't do any exercises. Don't get changed, nothing. Just walk in, walk out. And I did that. And I did it for a week of just walking in and out. And finally, I got to the point where I actually started exercising. And again, I didn't enjoy the time. It didn't help me. I can walk by myself, I would say. And I did. And I walk now every single day, probably close to 10,000 steps. I love walking. I really do. So that's the thing about movement. Try the 1 minute rule. And this actually applies to other things too, like, getting up and from your desk and don't sit for an hour, just get up every 10 minutes and then every 20 minutes. Just do something in a routine way. Small, I think it's called Atomic Habits. It's a book called Atomic Habits, which is all about this process of doing things in very small changes. Now, second thing to do, build a new relationship with money. Come back. I know, come back. This is the point where everybody says, just going to go get a cup of tea. I'll be right back, Margaret. But don't, no, stay with me, because money is really, really important. The truth is, if you're doing the first thing right, you're actually going to be living longer than you probably thought. You're going to be living longer, and you need your money to last as long as you do. And I mean, I don't mean that to be dramatic, but you do need to think about money. Now, you may not have, like me, saved very much money for retirement. You may be living on a very fixed budget. And I get messages all the time from people about this, like, Margaret, you don't understand, but please don't think that I don't understand. Number one, I have had many times in my life where I've had no money, literally. I've never taken benefits. I've never been on benefits, but where I've been very, very, struggling. And even now, I mean, this, I live in one room. I don't own a house. I don't own a boat. I don't own anything that's of great value. I have no furniture necessarily. I have a sofa that I use for my bed. I don't have the money that you think I do. So I want you to understand that I get it. Now, I know that there's people that are dealing with very serious, budgetary issues, and me telling you, change your attitude about money means like it's just going to appear. Well, that's not going to happen, as it hasn't happened in my life. You've got to, first of all, deal with the debt. You've got to talk to people. You've got to get plans in place. You've got to have a plan for whatever your income is. Whether it's just a pension, I say just a pension, I get Social Security, whether it's a Social Security or a work pension, you've got to say what percentage is going to go to expenses, what percentage is going to go to things I want, little extra things, on what's going to go to, and food and internet and those types of things. Those are the basic things. I mean, although they're optional. And I always feel when people send me messages saying, I don't have any money to travel, and I sometimes write it back, and I don't mean to be sarcastic, but it's just kind of an obvious thing. You've got the internet, you're talking to me. There's so much on the internet that you can do with travel. You don't have to beat yourself up because you can't go to Italy or you can't afford to go to Norway. But, it's just, it's there. So I think the point here is that you've got to take your money seriously. You've got to just take yourself seriously with this. It might involve some downsizing. It might involve some very serious checklists, checks and balances. And, and if you can save a little bit every month, even back to the 1 minute rule, even if you can save $1 a month, then $2, then $3, you've got to save something. So you've got a little bit of a nest egg, because things happen. Anywho, relationship with money, that's the second strategy. Develop new relationships. This is the third. Now, this is really important because people that do this research have shown that those who have friends and a social group, social context, a support system, actually are the ones who are healthier and live longer. Relationships are almost as important as a good diet and exercise and all the rest of it. You need people, you need support. And so if you haven't got a relationship, like a marriage or a partnership, you just need to get a support group in place somehow. Now, 60andMe is actually a pretty good place to go. We have our Patreon supporters group, which is a really nice way to meet locally, like in smaller groups. But, we are a support group for you. There's very, very few people on here who would not respond to you if you had a serious issue to share. I mean, genuinely, I've seen some amazing comments of support. So, you're not alone. This is and it's just this online thing. So it's not like the most important. What's important are real people. Dating, yeah, it's okay. Get out there in the world. Try it. Why not? It may be a perfect thing for you. It is possible for you to love and trust again. Don't give up on yourself. You're beautiful. You really, truly are. And there are lots of people. It doesn't have to, be a true love relationship. It could be another woman that you really, really get close to. It could be anyone at any level that you two agree is a good friendship. And I think that's the important thing, is to believe in yourself. Number 4 is to not judge, to accept your body. Okay, we know our bodies change. Look in the mirror, it's there. You look different. You've got wrinkles, you've got jowls, you've got, your tummy maybe is a bit bigger than you'd like it to be. Your muscles. My grandkids, by the way, have decided that my underarms are really funny, and they sit there all day and play with them, like the little bits under my arm. Yeah, and they say, why is it like that, Bubba? I say, well, it used to be like muscles in the top, and then gravity fell. But, it's, you got to embrace it and know that beauty is beyond the physical, right? You know, you've got food that you can eat that's good for your health. You've got things you can do with your money that can help you with better health care. But you ultimately need to just accept your reality. Accept in a very real and dramatic way. Make more friends, of course, is another one, and I think that's, you know, coming to an end of the video because I could go on and on, but making friends, going out and being the event organizer if you have to. You know, find those meetup groups where like-minded people are hanging out. A book club, you know, if you like to go on trains or you like to travel, even virtually. Go on a cruise or just go down, you know, get together every Thursday for tea. You know, even if you have to be the one organizing, it may be the way it is. Churches, community groups, religious groups. You know, sometimes there's places you can go that don't have to be affiliated with any like membership. You just go together. So that's what I think is the answer to the strategies for living abundantly and happily and healthily as you get older, to make the most of this incredible time of your life. If you've got any thoughts on this, how you've dealt with it, how you've you know, made your life more meaningful and more precious to you, what you've done, please share. Lots of women might appreciate it, trust me. But if you like this video, please like it. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do that. We're reaching 250,000 people now. I'd love to reach that number because it's just like a nice number to say to people, to brands, to people that don't believe there's women over 60 online. But I'd love to share with other women too. And YouTube likes it when you put that like check and also leave a comment. So just do that for us if you can. But know that you're appreciated here, every single one of you. I love you all so, so, so much. And I wish I get to meet all of you one day, but this is what we've got for now. So let's get to know each other. Leave your comments in the section below and take very good care of yourself. Now go out in the world and shine, okay? Take care.